rain here, end of day 5, not done. I'm going to quickly state what's going on and what happens next because I think it'll be worth getting this done. My job today was to summarize, tweak, and cross the finish line. I want to briefly show you how I'm structuring the more or less finished slides and to explain why I think it's going to be worth putting in extra time over the weekend and getting this to you all on Monday. So just briefly, how am I tightening these slides and why? Here's the company overview that they provide. I feel it's important to have some really easy visual cues, in particular around materiality itself, the methodology. So where relevant, I've got blocks that show what's happening from a methodological perspective to explain why the information is on the page in the first place. And then I pull up more information and build from there. So you can see that's a kind of clean journey from one slide to the next. There's a lot going on here, but anybody who wants to engage with the content, I'll hold their hands a little bit. Things like these hot pink buttons signal, this is really specific to the materiality lens. That hot pink, you're in materiality land here. This is a very specific thing. Another visual cue is the Global South. And this colorway with the kind of burnt orange as the backdrop and the gold as the accent. And again, those are accent colors that'll show to connect, to say, I'm sort of holding your hand and helping you make these connections as I myself make the connections going through the material. I'm sure there's more I could tighten visually, and I probably will. I've done some redo on the business model. I've created a kind of soft landing for people who aren't used to my crazy homespun diagrams. I may redo this diagram, but for now I have an easy entry point just to kind of grab a snapshot of the elements of the business model, and then the scruffy one from which I lift out the relevant themes. I see I need to double back and get my visual cues right here because that orange is not about the Global South. So a few more things to tweak and tidy. Point being, in the theme land, as each one, so if one sees this, they're like, oh, okay, so in the business model diagram where we've got the sort of ownership of the company, and I've got a kind of ivory tower with a small number of big people in it, what is it I'm trying to say here? Well, one of the themes that comes up is this notion of ownership versus earnership. And I flesh that out on slide 14. So this is interactive. You click on it, it takes you to that slide. Lots more I could say about what's going on here. You'll notice the Global South color themes again, along with the materiality lens color theme. So I've got to keep cleaning up those colorways and then also get all of the thematic slides built. There's still a little bit of soup sitting around here. So that's where I'm at. I wish I were further along, but I'm actually really appreciating the process as things get kind of knit together. I'm getting still really good and useful feedback. Since I'm going to be working on this through the weekend, if you happen to be paying attention and want to give more feedback, please do. I'm using it. So this is feedback that was dropped in by Duncan Austin. Thank you, Duncan. Really helpful commentary that he provided on the investor piece, and I think that really fits here. I'm also pulling up things from the interviews as well. So yeah, I think it's worth continuing to comb and understand and put something that's viable and hopefully helpful out into the public square. I really will wrap it up for Monday though, or I won't have a neck or back or shoulders to speak of. So that's the plan. Thanks again for walking alongside, and have a good weekend.